Hello, and welcome to my Mass Effect Andromeda build video. I've just completed my first playthrough of the game, and thought I would share my character build so you guys could enjoy it as well. I've dubbed this build the Pioneer, a versatile combatant that utilizes a variety of tech and combat skills. In this video, I'll break down my choice of powers, profiles, weapons, and armor, and of course, showcase some gameplay.
Heads up! Big guys ahead!
At its core, the Pioneer is designed to fight effectively in any combat situation, regardless of the environment or the enemies they're up against. To this end, the Pioneer utilizes up to 4 specialized power sets, expanding their arsenal as they gain levels. Wielding an assault rifle, pistol, and SMG, they can handle enemies at any range. The first power set, designed for medium to long range combat, uses Energy Drain, Turbocharge, and Incinerate under the Infiltrator profile. A second power set, using the Engineer profile, excels at close quarters with the Energy Drain, Overload, and Flamethrower skills. The Pioneer is a master of constructs, with their third power set utilizing an Assault Turret and Remnant VI, along with Energy Drain. Finally, heavy ordnance like frag grenades and trip mines come into play in a fourth power set under the Soldier profile. Let's cover each of these sets in depth, taking a look at the best ways to utilize their skills. The long-range power set focuses on firearm use at medium to long distances. This power set is perfect for taking down targets from the safety of cover with headshots from a precision assault rifle. The Infiltrator profile is perfect for this, granting bonuses to weapon accuracy, stability, and weak point damage. Turbocharge is the core power here, allowing the Pioneer to lay down a high volume of accurate fire. I recommend the recharge speed, accuracy and stability, and dump heat evolutions. Accuracy and stability helps you to stay on target and make sure you're making the most out of your weak point damage boosts, and dump heat allows you to keep up sustained fire for almost the entire duration. Supplementing Turbocharge are 2 tech skills, Energy Drain and Incinerate. Energy Drain is perfect for weakening shields, detonating power combos, and staying alive in heavy firefights. My evolutions of choice here are Recharge Speed, Auxiliary Drain, and Damage. Incinerate, on the other hand, does heavy damage to armored targets, and can be used to both set up and detonate power combos. A quick Incinerate and Energy Drain combo can be used to easily finish off an unprotected target. I run with the Radius, Impact, and Detonator evolutions. As for passive abilities, the Technical Rounds passive on the Offensive Tech tree grants a 30% weapon damage boost for 5 seconds after using a power. As you might be able to see in my footage, the steady rhythm of power use can ensure that the benefit from Technical Rounds is almost always active. Under the Assault Rifles tree, my evolutions of choice were Weight, perfect for a powers heavy build, Clip Size, and Critical Hits to further increase rifle stability and headshot damage. The powers focused Close Quarters profile is great for taking on groups in close combat when plenty of high cover is available, allowing the Pioneer to move through the firefight without getting pinned down. It's also great for taking on big, slow targets like Hydra-mechs or Fiends. The Flamethrower power and the small drone you get from the Engineer profile are great for setting up fire and tech combos respectively, which can then be detonated by either Energy Drain or Overload. My evolutions of choice for Flamethrower are Damage, Reach, and Anti-Armour. Reach allows you to use the Flamethrower while hovering out of reach of enemies with instant kill abilities, like the previously mentioned Hydras and Fiends. Overload is great for taking down shields or stunning a group of enemies while you ignite all of them with the Flamethrower. My evolutions of choice here are recharge speed, anti-shield, and maximum charge, increasing Overload's effectiveness against shields and groups of enemies. Finally, Energy Drain is used once again as a combo detonator and for survivability. The area upgrade really comes into play here. With the massive 8-meter radius, you'll easily be able to use it to restore your entire shield meter. The Close Quarters power set is great for chaining combos together. The Flamethrower, Overload, and Energy Drain, in a quick succession, will trigger both a fire and tech combo. As for passive abilities, the Priming Evolution under Auxiliary Systems, as well as anti-shield and detonators under Defensive Tech are great picks, increasing the frequency and effectiveness of your combos. The other main draw of the Engineer Profile's bonuses is a significant boost to the effectiveness of tech constructs, which the Pioneer capitalizes on in this power set. Tech constructs, like the Assault Turret and Remnant VI, are great when holding a position or choke point, and can really dish out some solid damage with the right evolutions and passives. My preferred evolutions for the Assault Turret are Durability, Damage, and Flamethrower. The Flamethrower evolution is very powerful, but requires clever placement to make the most from it. Don't forget that you could ignite multiple enemies at once by directing the turret to attack a few separate targets while the Flamethrower is active. The Remnant VI makes a great companion for you and your Assault Turret. This flying drone uses a beam and is great for forcing enemies out of cover and into the sights of you or your turret. My evolutions of choice for the Remnant VI are Expedited Repairs, the Focus Module, and Detonating Missiles. The Missiles upgrade is by far the highlight of the Remnant VI's skill tree, triggering combo detonations on the VI's targets. This really comes into its own in combination with the Assault Turret's Flamethrower or a squad mate's ammo powers. While your constructs are active, I found it works best to get into flanking positions and divide the enemy's attention. The Engineer Drone is still perfect for setting up tech combos to be detonated by your energy drain power, and your SMG can really let them punish your foes up close. Similar to the Assault Rifle skill, I picked the weight, clip size, and augmented targeting assistance evolutions in the pistol tree. Many tech passives give great boosts to your tech constructs, like Squad Offense, Team Recovery, and Life Support in the Team Support skill, and Omni Vents in Auxiliary Systems. Omni Vents is great for reducing the long recharge times for your constructs when they are damaged or destroyed. A fourth and final power set gives the Pioneer access to some heavy ordnance. I mainly invested in these combat powers to meet the skill point requirements for reaching rank 6 of the Infiltrator profile, but both Omni Grenade and Trip Mine still provide some great utility in the form of heavy damage on almost no cooldown. This power set is great for tossing around a few explosives to soften up a strong enemy, or a cluster of weaker targets, such as a fresh group of combatants dropping from a shuttle, before quickly switching back to another profile. I specialise Trip Mine for anti-shield with the power cells, damage and force, and EMP evolutions. It even sets up a tech combo, which can be detonated with, you guessed it, Energy Drain. Omni Grenade is great against unshielded or armoured targets with the Frag Grenade, Shrapnel, and Anti-Armour evolutions. I also invested in combat fitness and combat tools to improve the Pioneer's survivability. I picked the Regeneration, Heavy Lifting, and In the Trenches evolutions in combat fitness, and just after Evasion in combat tools. Don't forget that you need to switch to this power set to restock power cells for Trip Mine and Omni Grenade at ammo crates and forward stations. As you might have noticed already, my weapons of choice are the N7 Valkyrie Assault Rifle, the Equalizer SMG, and the Uchior pistol. The N7 Valkyrie is a great weapon for medium to long range, with high accuracy and a heavy punch from its 2-round burst fire. I run mine with a heavy magazine, light stock, receiver, and scope. The receiver and scope work great together with the Infiltrator profile, allowing you to see and shoot enemies through cover. As for augmentations, I simply use the vintage heatsink, double mod slots, and as many kinetic coils as I could fit on this weapon. The vintage heatsink effectively gives the weapon unlimited ammo, but makes it overheat after firing too many shots. This is where the heavy magazine and clip size boosts from Turbocharge really come into play. If 2-shot burst weapons aren't really your thing, the Remnant PAW, Sweeper, and Sandstorm are also good precision rifles. The Sandstorm even comes with a stock scope, allowing you to equip a barrel mod instead. The Equalizer SMG is the Pioneer's weapon of choice for close range, combining great accuracy, high damage, and a decent rate of fire. Kitted out with a barrel, heavy magazine, receiver, and melee optimizer, makes it an excellent weapon for close range. At higher ranks with the right skills and mods, the Equalizer's capacity can exceed 100 shots, allowing for some pretty serious sustained fire. As for augmentations, I of course took the double mod slots and then added kinetic coil, tech recharge module, and most importantly, a power booster. Power booster increases power damage by 20% when the Equalizer's regenerating ammo supply is full, enhancing the overall effectiveness of the Pioneer's power-driven close-quarters setup. No vintage heatsink is necessary, since Remnant weapons like the Equalizer already possess the same behavior.
Pathfinder, reinforcements will arrive.
Will last much longer in this.
Finally, the Uchior is a heavy-hitting single-shot pistol I took as a backup weapon. With a long barrel and scope, it even makes a serviceable sniping weapon, though I didn't get too much use out of it overall. Interestingly, with Turbocharge maxed out and active, it can fire up to 3 shots before having to reload. My melee weapon of choice, the Remnant Cryo Gauntlet, not only does damage, but also sets up affected enemies for cryo combos. Since melee weapon augments apply regardless of which gun is equipped, I loaded my gauntlet up with 2 tech recharge modules and 3 tech damage modules, granting benefits to any of the Pioneer's power sets. As for armor, I used the Helios Defender armor to give me a boost to my power damage, weapon damage, and damage resistance. I equipped it with 4 shield boosters and a shield oscillator, restoring 25% of my shields whenever I kill an enemy. I used the Pathfinder helmet, mainly for looks, though it does grant bonuses to accuracy and damage resistance. I filled the 3 augment slots with tech recharge modules. Personally, I ran with the fusion mod of shielding to boost my shields and maximize the benefit of the energy drain power, though the fusion mod of rapid deployment is also a solid choice, particularly if you favor the close quarters power set. When starting out as the Pioneer, you'll want to pick the leader background in character creation. This gives you immediate access to the energy drain skill used across all of the Pioneer's power sets. Skill points are tight at low levels, so I recommend working towards a sort of hybrid power set, using energy drain, turbocharge, and flamethrower on the Infiltrator profile gives you some good options at all ranges. Once you've got these skills up to the high ranks, you're ready to start branching out and specializing into the Pioneer's 4 power sets we discussed previously. As for your starting weapons, I'd recommend the Pathfinder Pioneer Assault Rifle from the Deluxe Edition if you've got it, otherwise the Matic. The Phalanx pistol makes for a light and reasonably powerful sidearm without having to spend any research points. Well, thanks for watching all the way to the end. I hope you enjoyed and learned something new from my video. Don't be afraid to drop me a comment below if you've got any questions, suggestions, or even if you're interested in playing the Pioneer yourself. I've included a summary of all of my skills, evolutions, gear, mods, and augmentations in the description, so you won't have to go back through the video and take notes if you'd like to play along. I've also included a link to my rider's face on the Mass Effect Archives website, if you'd like to use him in your own playthrough. Good luck, Pathfinders!